Hey guys, today we'll be continuing with the Python programming tutorials. We'll be working on logical operators in Python. So logical operators are like and, or, and not. In Python they use, instead of the ampersand, up and down line and the exclamation mark, they use actual English words like and, or not. So it's different than most programming languages, pretty much the majority of them. Almost all other programming languages use the conventional symbols for it, the ampersand, exclamation, and the up and down line, but Python uses English, so we'll do some examples. I'm using pycharm again. I have my IDE open. So let's start. So I have I have some constants here. It's another bank problem, so we'll just have min salary points to 30,000. And here we'll have min years points to 2. We'll create a salary variable here. We'll say we'll initialize it to float. So casted float to the input function, and we'll say enter your annual salary. And here we'll say years. So we'll create another variable, years on job. Points to int, cast it to the input function again. And we'll ask for a prompt. Enter the number of years employed. And here we'll have an if statement, so we'll say if salary is greater than or equal to min salary. And here's our logical operator, so we'll say and years on job is greater than or equal to min years. I'll just put actually I don't really want to put spaces here because when we debug it, we won't be able to see everything. So we'll have, so we'll just leave it like that. So as you can see here, we'll talk about it later. So we just have the and means that this statement, this Boolean statement and this Boolean statement has to be true in order to proceed into the if, or else the if is skipped, as we mentioned before. So we have that. Then we'll have a print statement here. And we'll print you qualify for the loan if the above statement is true. And here we'll have an else, and that's going to have to be in the same indentation as the if. Then we'll tab in for the else block. Here we'll say print you do not qualify for the loan. So that should be all for this code. So we could actually space it out here. So we have, basically we have two constants here, two other variables, one float, one int. This stuff, so it gets a salary variable which points to the input here, which is a float, and then the years on job, which is an int, same thing. Here it tests the condition if the salary is greater than or equal to the minimum salary, or min salary, and the years on job is greater than or equal to min years. Then we'll qualify for the loan. It'll tell the user that you qualify for the loan. If this statement is false, this if will get skipped, and we'll continue down to this else clause here. If this is false, this if block will get skipped. Execution will proceed to this else block, and then which will go down here because there's no condition here. So immediately execution will automatically move here. This print will be executed in that case, and the program will end. So I'll set a breakpoint here at the top left corner. I'll save it, Control S, and I'll hit the debug button at the top. So we'll click the step over button, and you'll see the variables appear here. So we'll enter your annual salary here. Let's just say it's like 10 million. We'll hit enter, and we'll do years on job. We'll enter 5, and we'll say okay. Oh, whoops! I think I messed it up because I have to hit the button again. So I'll just repeat that here. So minimum salary points to 30,000. I click the step over button. Min years points to 2. We have those two variables here. One's a float, one's an int. Salary, enter your annual salary. I'll enter the same thing here. Is that right? I'll hit enter, and then I'll click the step over button again so we get into the prompt. It says enter the number of years employed. I know the text is kind of small, I apologize. I'm not sure how to change it. I'll try to change it again later. So we have enter the number of years employed. I'll hit 5 and hit enter. So if you don't know how we got there, I clicked on the console button here in the debug panel. I click console to enter the input. Now I'll click the debugger to go back to the variables. So now we're at the condition, which is here. So min salary is 10 million, so 10 million is greater than or equal to 30,000, so that part is true. For an AND statement, it's going to have to check both conditions. For an OR statement, it only has to check one. So it usually just checks the first one in an OR. Excuse me, so if an OR is true, the first statement, then it'll automatically continue down. It doesn't even need to check the second statement. But in this case, for an AND, if you want a good truth table, you can check my C programming series. It's the same, it's a 100% the exact same thing. So both conditions have to be true here in order to proceed down. So years on job is 5. So that's greater than or equal to 2. Therefore I'll click the step in button, step into, it'll move down to this print line because this condition was true. I'll click step over, it's going to print out you qualify for the loan. Therefore this condition was false. So it didn't get hit in this case. So remember, in an if and else, only one statement will get hit. whichever one is true. This one was true, so the code terminated here. The execution ended with a 0 error code, meaning that there was no error. The program has ended. We did not enter this block of code. Alright, so we'll move on to the next example here. So it's the exact same example, I'm just going to change this to OR. Of course, if you wanted to get down into this else for the AND, you would have just had to put values less than these, of course. Alright, so I'll just re-debug that then. I'll hit save and re-debug it. So I'll step over on input for these. So years on job will be, I'll enter 1. So I'll have to step over. Oh great, step out. So I'll hit 1. Okay, something happened there. Glitched out, so I'll just restart it again. So for years on job, I'll hit 1, press enter. Here it's going to check the conditions, only 1 has to be true. So we have our min salary is 10 million, but our years on job is only 1. So for an OR, again, only one statement has to be true, the other one can be false. In order to be true, if both are true, of course it's true. If both are false, then of course it's false. So let's step in. This line's going to get executed. Code's done. We'll just do the case where both are false in this case. So enter your annual salary. I'll just put it's $100 here, and then I'll put years on job. We'll put 0. So now salary is equal to $100. So 100 is not greater than or equal to 30,000. So the first condition is false. So for OR, we'll have, it's going to check if, in their variables, sorry, down here. So is years on job with, which in our case is 0, is 0 greater than or equal to min years? Well, it's not, because 0 is not greater than or equal to 2. Therefore, this whole thing is false. This block will get skipped to this else block. Execution will automatically be transferred to this line here, and this statement will get executed. So there you go. Alright, so we'll just move on to the next code here. Actually, we might just end it here. Let's see how, let's see what we have for the next example. Yeah, I think we'll just end it here because we're going to move on to Boolean variables and state, not just the actual variables. Then we'll move on to loops. So we'll just end it here. If you want to see the rest of the series, of course, keep watching. Click on the playlist, the Python playlist. So yeah, hopefully you guys understand. Wait a minute. There should be a knot here somewhere. Alright, so sorry, let's just do one more here. Can I make this easy? Yeah, so let's just take this out here. Let's just say salary has to be greater than minimum salary. And here I'll put a knot. Do I have to put that in parentheses? No, I don't think it'll, yeah, okay, that's fine. You can put it in parentheses, I believe. So what happens with not is it basically it flips the whatever is true is going to be false. Whatever is false is going to be true. So if salary here has to be greater than minimum salary, then what it really means is that salary has to be less than minimum salary, right? It's kind of confusing to understand at first, but you'll get it. So it just flips the condition oppositely. So whatever is true has to be false, whatever is false has to be true. So here we have, so let's do an example here. I'll skip over those two. I'll enter a salary. So in this case we'll enter something greater than 30,000 just to show that it should be false. I hit enter, so I enter 10 million, then years on job will enter. We don't need that, but we'll just enter something. I'll enter 5. Damn it, I didn't click. I don't think I clicked on the button. So we'll just restart that. Click the step over, I'll enter 5, hit enter. Alright, so we have if not salary is greater than min salary, so we have 10 million. So if 10 million, so this condition is going to be true if 10 million is greater than or equal to 30,000. So that's true, right? But we have a not, so that means it has to flip this symbol here. So what it really means is if salary is less than or equal to min salary. So in this case it's not. Therefore the else clause was hit because this condition was false. So hopefully that makes sense. So we'll stop that there. We'll just show how to make it so that it's true. So we'll just enter salary was $1. Years on job will be 0. I'll hit enter, step in. Therefore it was true because in this case salary has to be less than min salary. Once again, because we have $1 for salary, so in this case $1 has to be greater than or equal to min salary, but that is flipped with a not. The not logical operator, it's going to make this condition. Whatever's true here has to be false, so it's going to flip this symbol here. Therefore in this case salary is now less than minimum salary, so therefore it's true. So it says it printed here, you qualify for the loan. There should have been a slash n here. for the new lines to space it out. Well, that's going to conclude this tutorial. So hopefully that helps you guys. So we have gone over the and, the or, and the not. If you guys want to see the rest of the series, we'll be moving on to the Boolean variables next. If you like the video, you can give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you like, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.